Nigeria has been identified as one of the highest praying nations in the world. But Nigeria has also been identified as one of the highest corrupt nations in the world. Religion versus spirituality. Someone can be highly religious but not spiritual. Jesus says in the scripture that God is spirit, and only through spirit he can be worshipped. Somebody can be very prayerful, but lacking in his relationship with God. Very possible. When prayer becomes a duty we owe to God, a duty we owe to the church, when prayer becomes a routine, a practice that has no relevance with our deep relationship with God. Nigeria has been identified as one of the highest praying nations in the world. But Nigeria has also been identified as one of the highest corrupt nations in the world, or one of the high-risk areas when it comes to traveling, even though we are one of the praying nations, if not the highest. Many are active as workers in the church. Very active as workers in the church. But they are not active when it comes to walking with God, the Lord of the work. And again, some of us feel fulfillment when we walk. We feel satisfaction walking for God, walking in the church. That is where the satisfaction comes. But when it comes to spiritual matters, it is all emptiness. We are very active in the choir, very active when it comes to committee meetings. We are very active when it comes to donations in the church, but no serious spiritual fulfillment. Working for God is a necessity, but knowing God and loving God comes first before working for God. Because we cannot actually work well for somebody we do not know or we do not love. Hosea chapter 6, verse 6. God says there that what I want is love, not your sacrifice. What I want is knowledge of God, not your sacrifice. It is actually in knowing him that we love him, and in loving him that we serve him. But when we jump to service because it seems to be easier, then we might be lacking in more important ones. Jesus never settled with the Pharisees because the Pharisees are metaphor for religion without spirituality. They serve God with their lips, but their heart is very far from him. My dear brothers and sisters, let us examine ourselves and know where we belong. Are we very religious but not spiritual? It's only spirituality, our relationship with God, that can take